Welcome to Tech This Way.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tengku Farith, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
For those who don't know, I don't think that's too many, is that, you are pretty much one of the pioneers to our tech scene.
Yes, we were.
Because I think recently, not recent, for the last 5-6 years, I've been dealing with a lot of startups and all these exciting things, right? And for a lot of these guys, this is something so new in Malaysia. Nobody's breaking the technology space, kan? Then I was thinking, actually, no, not true. In the 90s, there used to be this one guy who really pioneered, all these cloud services and all that, right?
Yeah.
And that's you and Skali.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it'd be interesting to have your perspective on, what you see these days in terms of the new startups and entrepreneurs. By sharing a little bit about your own journey for the last
20 plus years.
20 plus years, right? In this
We went
industry.
through a lot of cycles.
Yeah, you're right. So within the last 20 plus years, you would have gone through a few life cycles of a startup, kan? And maybe that'll be interesting for you to share, lah.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you where you want to begin.
Well, basically, we started 22 plus years ago.
Okay.
And
So that's
1998.
1998.
97, yeah. We actually operational 98, but we started 97.
Okay.
But you're mentioning about cloud. Yeah, I mean, we started with the first private data center.
Who's we?
Skali lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But since Skali, who was that?
well,
when
it's
you
me
started?
and other founders. There's Azmi, Aimi, Masnida, Hisham, Reza, which we call Badak.
Okay.
Yeah. So some on the way dropped out and sold their shares. But most of us still continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so how did the 6-7 of you start this business in the 1990s?
Well, what happened was that myself and Azmi and Aimi came from the investment banking background lah.
Okay.
So we left CIMB
Right.
because we got tired of working.
So you were all from CIMB, investment banking.
Right.
Okay.
We were actually underneath Datuk Nazir Razak or
okay.
Jay.
Right.
And we said that okay, enough is enough of being boss around. We want to start our own outfit.
Okay.
So we went out and started our own boutique.
There's no judgment to Tan Sri Nazir himself lah.
No. No. Well, he trained us very well.
Okay.
He trained us very well. He trained us as to be meticulous, detailed, and very disciplined. And,
Right. Sorry.
and rock hard, be tough. So the thing is that we started and we found another group of entrepreneurs. That was Reza and Hisham and Masnida.
Okay.
And who connected us was Tan Sri Syed Jalaluddin, who was the Vice Chancellor of UPM at that time.
Okay.
So he connected, said that
And these first 6 of you, no IT background between you?
Reza and Hisham was IT background.
Okay.
Masnida was financial. She was an accountant.
Okay.
By practice. So they wanted, and they said we wanted funding to start Alta Vista search engine in Asia.
Alta Vista.
Yeah, Alta Vista. I remember.
Kena kuat sikit sebab nobody knows that Alta Vista.
Yeah, Alta Vista. It was like a precursor. Yahoo.
Before Google and Yahoo.
Before Yahoo, before Google, before Yahoo. It's a search engine. So if you watch Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And Captain Marvel was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Went back into the 80s and she searched the search engine.
Was it Alta Vista?
That was Alta Vista.
That's right. Yeah.
That was Alta Vista.
A throwback. Okay.
Yeah.
So then Alta Vista wanted to start a search here.
Search engine here. So they franchised it out and we handled for them for Asia ex Japan.
Cool.
And we got the funding for them. And we said, okay, we'll come in together and invest together in this company. And that's what we did. So the rest was history lah. Yeah.
But I want to go through this history.
Yeah, well, when we first started, the Asian economic crisis came.
That's bad timing.
Huge bad timing. But we survived and we've held the storm. And basically once the crisis was over, we managed to be the first one providing the services of advertisement on search engine. And
What
we had
year? What year was that?
that was in 98, 99, all the way up to year 2000 when the crisis ended. Was in year 2000,
Right.
2001. And well, when we had to run Alta Vista, we had to have a data center. Well, small. They don't call it a data center. It was like a server room.
Okay.
But if you at that time, that was the data center that you can find.
Yeah.
It was around 800 square feet only.
Okay. Where was that?
In UPM.
Okay. Oh, in
Yeah,
the university.
Yeah, the university. So the university started what we call an incubation center.
Okay.
The old precursor of a co-working environment. Yeah. So,
okay.
So we had our facilities there. And the problem was that, the server only took probably 20 square feet. 30
Okay.
square feet.
One rack lah, 2 racks.
Two racks only.
Uh,
And it was huge servers. I mean, the whole of Asia had probably 2 plus us 3. 4. We had the whole of Asia had 4, and we had 2 of them.
okay.
It's really powerful digital machines,
Okay.
DAC machines. And
I don't think they exist anymore.
DAC don't exist.
DAC's
anymore. They
gone,
got
yeah.
sold to Compaq.
Yeah.
And Compaq got sold to HP and got absorbed. So what happened was that it was really empty.
Huh.
And people.
So you had this 800 square feet, and then with a couple
people
of racks.
coming by and said, I need the server room. I need a server room. I need computer facilities. I need 24/7 services. So yeah, why don't you rent our services?
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's
that
just kind of happened.
It just kind of happened, and
Huh.
said, and people were just picking up, and it's kind of fun because people will come in and said, hey, we'd like to put our machines here and rent. Obviously, we had a lot of demand from political sites. At that time was Reformasi.
Ah, okay, okay.
So as a few special branch people came to see us.
Who's in your service? Is it?
Yeah, who's in our service. And then we had obviously the at that time was the hype of online porno sites.
Ah, okay.
So we had those occasional which we rejected.
Right.
And then there were, we had a lot of demand that, and then we had put a policy that, okay, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no porn sites.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were running the search engine for Alta Vista then,
Yes.
and at the same time the extra capacity, and then you decided to
the
rent it out.
capacity, we started to rent it out, and it was good. And then UPM had durian dusun kat belakang,
Okay.
so people come and have their durian after they put their server set up. And nasi lemak as well. So it was pretty fun. It
Right.
was really cool. It was pretty fun. The good old days. Yeah.
So how many customers did you have at that time? Around in
I
the
think we
20?
had about I think for 800 square feet, the servers were stacked one over the other. And, they didn't have sophisticated racks like this time.
Okay.
Nowadays. So it was stacked almost up to the ceiling. And then people were like coming in, can we fit in more on the servers? No, we can't. Because it was like...
So you're almost like turning away business at that
Yeah,
time.
we were actually and that's how we turned around, because we were totally in debt during the crisis. And the server business helped us turn around and pay all our debts.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, the data center is still running right now, and data center became to our cloud business.
Still at the same place?
I know we've
Still
had to move.
800 square feet.
We've got about 2,000 plus facilities, plus more, that we work with wholesale data center facility providers in CX2 in Cyberjaya.
Okay. So how did the Alta Vista business die?
Well, DAC was running it, digital equipment, and they got sold off to Compaq, and Compaq didn't really have
Do anything with it?
with the search engine. So it kind of died by itself. And
even Alta Vista has a business.
yeah,
then,
but we spun out a Yahoo-like portal where it because search engine had a very small CPM rate for advertisement rate.
Okay.
Because it's massive, it's high traffic, but it doesn't zero down to your profile. So we had Skali.com portal, which was like a portal for Asian news, political, and also financial news.
Okay.
So the traffic that fetched about 5 or 6 times better advertisement rates. So when Alta Vista disappeared, we had Skali.com running still.
Kind of take over
Kind of take over. So that really helped the business as well.
Okay. So what year was that when you went through with Skali.com?
I think
That was early 2000s,
Skali.com, we started early already in 1999, but we couldn't compete with the likes of Yahoo and the likes of, CNN Asia came out and all that side. So we couldn't compete with the advertising dollars. So we actually shut it down in 2005.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
shut it down in 2005.
So how was the business at that point? How did it evolve? So from lots of server storage.
Storage,
and then?
and then we, Skali.com ran on our own PHP content management system.
Okay.
So we started productizing that, providing that, licensing it to Malaysia Airlines, to a few other organizations.
I see.
A few other banks.
Right.
Yeah. So we actually did that, and we got that business is still running now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our solutions and software business.
Right.
Yeah.
So help share a little bit more about the evolution then from Skali's businesses lah. So it was from Alta Vista, then there was the server rental, right? Storage, co-location.
So server rental, and then we went to the software business of CMS.
Yes.
And then we became to what we call a web platform.
Okay.
And then now we are evolving further. We are fusing the software business to the cloud business. So we can customize solutions rapidly, and people subscribe like a subscription on the cloud.
So today, what would you say Skali does? What's your big businesses now in terms of services?
We're doing digital transformation now.
Okay. What does that mean? Digital transformation.
That means that organizations, either you're traditional or startup, you want to use the net to basically improve your processes, or actually gain more customer engagement. Yeah. So we've got customers like a startup who right now going to be like a Airbnb of charity organizations.
Okay.
So they will build an app. So we are in the process of building it up, and then they subscribe on a monthly basis.
So building it up meaning you will provide the development,
the data center, the
well.
managed security, the backup, the data center part as well.
Ah, okay.
The development and the design.
Because I was going to say right now, one of the ways is that a bunch of these future startup guys will get together, be the developers, and then they will go to whether Amazon, right, or they go Azure, and then they get the space from there.
Yeah.
Whether it's free or whatever lah, kan, and then they'll pay eventually. So why would they go to your services as opposed to going to Amazon or Microsoft?
Well, Amazon only provides cloud infrastructure, so you still have to do the development. So these will be companies or organizations that doesn't have a technical team. So we actually handle everything.
Okay.
So we have a methodology that we've perfected for the past 7 years in the solutions business that allows people to actually translate their user requirements so that we come up with a technical specifications and a system for them.
Yeah.
So we got one company that's providing a wholesaler of food, and they need to actually go downstream, and they wanted a simple app for their stakeholders to order online. So we did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you go to market? Seeing that for the last 4-5 years now, there has been a bit of a boom with all these startups, companies coming up. How have you managed to tackle this growing demand for those kind of services?
Well, actually, we started with the cloud storage first. People come in and out, and we do have the data stuff, and then we started upselling. So we started some of the small companies going up.
Yeah.
But we do the bulk of our business are enterprise clients.
Ah, okay.
So they are requesting for a lot of things that they need to change the way they do business and so on. So we go in and actually help them improve their transformation. And the thing is that what we tell them is that transformation is not about technology; it's about people.
Right.
And don't invest the millions of dollars. Right? I like you to pay me millions of dollars.
Of course, you would like to.
Yeah, but the thing is that we said, look, start small. Okay, that's how you pilot your transformation. And then a lot of people ask us the questions like, where do I start? I said, actually, you already know where you start. Just tell me one problem that you keep talking about every week, every day.
Mm.
And you start from there.
Right.
And I tell them our story that, we had a problem with collection.
Okay.
And
This is Skali as a business.
Skali, yeah. And, we say we invoice 100,000 this month. And we only collect 20,000 the next month, and probably 60,000 the following month, and the third month is the rest. And it's like terrible on cash flow. So we said, what's the problem? Actually, we found out that we have this process where we send the invoice, and clients sometimes lose that invoice.
Okay, not maliciously, it just happens.
Yeah, it happens. It sits on somebody's desk. It sits on the reception, and there's 2 or 3 people in charge of the project. It just sits there. So what we did was we actually digitized the process to make sure that everybody's informed that when the invoice goes out, 3 days later, the system alerts, hey, have you called the client to test, have you received the invoice?
So alert on your own side.
Yeah. So it's just an alert in the system that says, please confirm that the client has received this invoice. And you click on it, and then the system then takes another 7 days for deadline for it to go to the finance department. So that's our next toll gate lah. Yeah. That basically 7 days it got to go to finance. So if it doesn't, then it alerts me and then say, okay, what's happening, and so on. So it's just digitizing the process and making sure that everybody has the checks or have all the check boxes ticked at each stage, and we actually improve collection a lot.
Oh, okay.
80 and 90% of our collection are actually met almost in the current month.
Just by having reminders to go and follow up with
it's
the
as simple as that. So the things that when I tell them is that clients that they get too engrossed with the complications, and then we say, look, just tell me one problem and I'll tell you how to solve it.
Right.
And what we do is that we translate what their requirements into technical specifications, and from that technical specifications we prototype to them for them so that they can see. And one of the things that we've got one client that's very interesting was that they had 4 or 5 internal departments, and 5 external agencies to come up with a portal, and nobody can be on the same page to what they want.
Okay.
So
there's too many stakeholders.
There's too many stakeholders. The other one was this way, the other one was the other way, and the requirements took a long time to resolve. So when we came out with this new methodology, we test-bedded this new methodology with this client. And instead of, about 2 or 3 months delayed already, we managed to close the requirements in about a month. Because we prototyped it.
Yeah.
We told them, okay, this is what you wanted. Person A, person B is that, and then we put it together. And I said, these are specifications, and prototyped it to them. And like Steve Jobs said, clients do not know what they want until you show it to them. So that's what we did. We showed it to them.
Right.
So they managed to play around with it, and they say, I don't like this way, I don't like this design, this tool, I want more of a new design, and so on. I want a different type of card types of more of a card punya concept of design, and so on. So they play around it, and then once they confirm, we start developing, and it's faster. So when we start developing, once they confirm, they cannot move around anymore. One of the problems that we see a lot of software companies getting losing money is that the requirements keep changing.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a control on that, and it's hard to manage clients, especially local ones, you can't say no to them. Else, it'll be a problem. So scope and timeline and cost keeps moving.
So that sounds like from a project delivery approach. It's almost a hybrid between, right now everybody's talking about the Scrum and being agile and cycles, right? Whereas you created the prototypes early. But then you also went into the point where, okay, now once that's out, you can lock down the requirements and then you can develop it. And that sounds like more the traditional way of delivery. So I guess the reality in terms of delivering systems, is it a bit of both, or do you guys favor
it is
one,
a bit of both.
It
is a bit of both because once you go in and then once you develop, somebody will come in. Hey, I got this idea. Yeah, we'll put it in the backlog, and we'll come up with the next release. It happens. It keeps on happening. Well, because things evolve, right? You go around. You're on a flight. You're at the airport. You're sitting around watching TV, Netflix, and you just, yeah, that's interesting. Why don't I apply it in my app that I'm building right now? So when the CEOs and CFO comes about, when the board directors come about with an idea, we'll put it in, but we'll we'll put this in queue for the next release.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it is. So the idea is that you can't allow an app to be frozen in the factory for too long.
Yeah.
You gotta get it out
Gotta keep it
because you never know. I mean, in theory, we can sit in a room and we can look at the prototype, but until you launch it and you have the data analytics, then you really know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. Now, have you seen that approach change? Because I think we've all been in delivery business for the last 20, almost 30 years, kan? That where in the old days it is about locking down the requirements, and then you talk about the requirements. I mean, you don't talk about it, you discuss and you guess the requirements for a very long period before you start the development, and then you finally launch it, within maybe 9 months to a year after all the requirements, right? Only then to find out at the end, maybe it's not quite right. But by then it's all about VOs and things.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I guess, in the more recent years, it is already acceptable that you do this faster cycle, shorter cycles to launch, right? As opposed to before, you be in the project team for about a year and a half, then you have a big celebration when you finally go live.
And some of the people are already retired.
And don't even see the end result, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, it sounds like you did see the evolution from the old style delivery until now.
Yeah.
How do you see, and because it sounds like most of your customers are corporates and enterprises, that's playing into in the world of the larger consulting companies, right? The IBMs and the Accentures and the EYs of the world. How did you compete with those guys? Being Skali, not to put it down, but I'm just saying that you've got these big multinational consulting companies, right, vying for the same type of customers that you were going for. How did you fight with those guys?
Well, I'll tell them actually these multinationals come in, the Quailos will come and sell, and then it's only the local boys who actually do the grunt work.
Anyways, is it?
Yeah. So here we go. I'm just bringing you. I'm the local boy that's gonna do the grunt work. I'm not gonna charge you millions for it.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's dollars and cents, and it's producing a good thing. And we've got a brand name and track record that we've been around, that we actually know our stuff.
You have now,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the crust of the matter. That's how we sell.
So how is the business now and moving forward?
Business is tough now. I mean, I must say the market is really slow. People are cautious about investing. But the thing is that we do this because when you go on a subscription model, people can actually manage their cash flow, manage their risks. So that's kind of good. And we're getting a lot of demand on that. But the traditional solutions business is really slowing down.
Right.
And we're now very selective. We don't go in all the projects, and some of the projects are basically GLCs and the government. And
which government?
I'll ask me again next week.
Or tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah. But the thing is that that's the thing. I mean, some of my comrades in the industry are now sized down 80%. Some are shutting down.
Wow.
Because they got stuck with government projects. And these government projects are genuine government projects. They're not projects that were Wahyu Turun and so on.
Okay. Yeah. So
they won this on their own merits. But the projects are not implemented, and sometimes the government do not, follow their contract. And they got hit.
Wow.
And it's sad.
I guess that's the reality of, on one hand, you would think those kind of projects are safer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But on the hand, when
it's a lot of risk.
Yeah,
because you have to fund this project. You have to take a loan, and as a founder, you put your personal guarantee on those loans. So this is challenging. Even us, we are in one predicament right now with one project with the government.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are.
So it's tough. It's hard.
It's tough. Yeah.
So tough. You've been in the business now for as a founder, CEO for a long time now, right? And you see a lot of these new guys coming up, full of euphoria and excitement, right? What would be your 2 or 3 advice to those guys, right? So that they can last as long as you have in whatever industry that they're going to go into.
Well, number one, it's not 100-meter dash. It's a long marathon.
Hmm.
It's a long marathon. I mean, I've had. I think we. What? Not. I think we know we're the first MSC startup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Wow.
Our MSC number was 007.
Okay.
Yeah. And before that, there was the NTT, and there was the telecom, and there was, I think there was Fujitsu
Right.
that was given MSC status, and then
So
suddenly
you
there
guys
was
were the
this,
first Malaysian.
yeah, and then suddenly it was this startup, Skali, that was got
Okay.
an MSC status, and so we were one of the people that went on stage and got that that certificate from Tun Mahathir.
Right.
But my contemporaries no more there.
Hmm.
The others sold off, and only a few sold off. But
Yeah. Who
the-
were your contemporaries 20 years ago?
Job Street, Media Shop, Chris Chan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few that
It's Kacha. Is it Kacha?
Kacha. Yeah, we
Kacha?
competed with Kacha.
Right.
Yeah. So they're not around anymore.
So when you say it's not a 100-meter dash, it's a marathon.
it's
so
many marathons.
Or many marathons.
It's a many marathons.
Yeah. So as a founder, how does that mentality change you in terms of operating the business?
Well, it's up and down. A marathon, you've got to sometimes sprint to compete, to beat your competitors, and sometimes you have to pace yourself and slow down,
Right.
to catch the next sprint.
Right.
And that's it. I mean, you need to realize sometimes you cannot overstretch yourself, and you've got to reserve that cash flow to rebuild again. So we're reinventing ourselves.
Right.
But software business wasn't really doing well, in our opinion.
Okay.
We got stuck with a lot of projects. But the cloud business came out. But we said, how do you convert our software business to become more cloudable?
Right.
And that's what we've been doing right now. We're changing our model. And the cost is actually much more lesser. Yeah.
So I guess, in short, it's about, one is not being too in love with the business that you're in. So you're
Yes.
doing cloud. Now when you see environments change, you
change.
you change it
You
along with
change
it,
the
right?
model, you change the business model, you change how you do things, you change on the market. Yeah. So that's what we have to do to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a team standpoint,
Mhm.
so you mentioned at the start, there was a few of you who are founders, and then now there are still a bunch of you who are still in it. How did that team stay in such a long period together without killing each other yet? So what makes a good team last that long?
Well, I think we compartmentalize who does what.
Okay.
And there is there is a person who finally who's going to be the lead, and whoever decide who's going to be the lead, we all follow lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been leading the company since I think. Oh, let me remember. 2013.
Okay.
Since 2013, and my founder Aimi started the company, also ran and led it from 2018 to 2013. Yeah. So before that was Azmi, my other colleague.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of took turns.
Yeah, we just
running it,
because
yeah.
it is taxing. And sometimes we need a breather to actually learn other stuff and come back again.
Right.
That's what I did. Yeah.
But to me, you've always been the face to Skali though, even throughout all those
I
years.
tend to be the public face, but there were a lot more people doing behind the works.
Right.
I mean, but I would go out and speak and meet people and do a lot of the sales. But to be honest with you, when I did that, I didn't really learn much.
Huh.
Yeah. And you sell.
Yeah.
You sell what people give you to sell, and you build network, and you put in a good brand name on yourself personally. However, when I went back into run 2013, I was really much more interested going, what can we do differently? Right? And I said to myself, this business or solutions business is not going anywhere, and I think we'll be marginalized, that somebody's going to come out with a cheaper, better solution. And I started getting involved in projects myself.
Okay. A lot more hands-on lah.
More and more hands-on.
Doing the selling.
Becoming the project directors of the company,
Mm.
and then became, sometimes co-project managers as well.
Right. Oh,
And then
down to that level of
down
detail.
to the level. And one project that I'm doing right now, I'm actually one of the lead testers.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, doing the QC, because
Right.
I want to learn how do we improve the testing.
Mm.
Because testing was basically like everybody does the development requirements and development, and then the test scripts and test cases come later on.
Mm.
To be honest with you, I don't think that's the correct approach.
Mm.
I think test cases and test scripts should be done in the onset when the requirements are firmed up.
Mm.
But that can only be done when you have a prototype.
Yeah.
So when you build the test cases and test scripts. So when you actually send the requirements to your development team, you already have the test cases and steps for them to pass or fail.
Mm. Mm.
So they know what it's like an open book lah.
Right.
You know basically how you're going to pass, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
That actually helps the developers actually what they need to do
Okay.
to be done, right? So that actually really works and improves the quality and produces our development bills a lot faster.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how do you balance the two roles, right? From all the way down to testing your own products and also to running the
No, when
the
I go
company?
into the project, I'm a tester, so I take orders from the project manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it hard for the team to say, oh my god, the CEO is here doing the testing, to
It's
not
hard,
boss you
it's
around?
hard for the developers, because they will get emails from me and say that this doesn't work. Then they're like, panic.
Prioritize that one, lah.
Yeah.
Fix that first,
Yeah, well, no, I don't tell them. The project managers got all the shots, so
The
he
power.
cues what the development. We're going for one. We just finished one UAT. We're going for next round of what called UAT 2, which they
Right.
rectify the bugs. So the project manager will list down the priorities
Mm.
with the lead development teams to do the work.
Okay.
But I finished the testing and I enjoyed it.
Ah. That's
So
very cool.
one project I was involved in prototyping.
Mm.
And we said that how do you prototype a lot faster?
Mm.
So we started experimenting with a lot of prototype tools.
Mm.
We use XD. We use a few of I think Azure has a prototype
Testing
tool
tool,
and so on. But we stuck with Figma.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, this Figma is, to be honest with you, why we chose Figma? Because a non-technical person like me can run it.
Okay.
You have XD, you have Azure, and so on. You got something technical to actually, it's a bit more complicated. I mean, all the features are there, but with Figma, a requirements person and business analyst can actually amend the thing themselves, not waiting for the designers to do it, not waiting for a lead technical person to do it. That's what we want to do. We want to actually take out that technical complexities so that, the non-technical people, the people who are users,
So focus on the
can actually
functions, right?
focus on the functions, focus on usability. That's it. Yeah.
So how do you see? I guess I have two questions spring to mind. One is from a technology side. We come back to that. But another one is on the skill side. Right, over the last 20 years, how do you see the availability or the quality of talent
It's tough.
within Malaysia?
We have to partner. We're a Java house. We build on Java.
Okay.
Java programmers in Malaysia is tough to get.
Oh, okay.
Really.
Oh,
tough.
really? Ah.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, for us it's tough, but the likes of JLCs and government is easy because they can afford.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So they
That's the difference.
banks,
Back to money, lah.
back to money. It's hard to get through. Once you train them, you lose them. You will lose
You
them.
lose that investment, right?
Yeah. So we work with our development team. We work with a development center in Bangalore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you do outsource some of the development.
We work with what we call strategic partners,
Okay.
and they share the revenue with us.
Oh, they share the revenue. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
They share the revenue with us. So they
So
put in
you
the
manage
risk.
Mm.
Together. But we handle the PM, the requirement specialists, us, the designers, our testers, us. And the cloud infrastructure and the platform is us. Lah.
So it sounds like the infrastructure side has always been the core to
Yes,
Skali, lah.
it's always been the core. And it's always been our bread and butter. Steady revenue. It grows gradually.
Right.
But, we're not a big data center like exabytes or something like that. We don't go retail. We
Okay.
go at enterprise level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then back to the question on technology.
Yeah.
So obviously, a lot of the cloud services type technologies have evolved, and you've grown with that. What are the other types of technologies that you see that's interesting that Skali might want to go into?
Microservices.
What does that mean, microservices?
Well, when you develop something on an application, say you develop a simple thing like create an account or login. If you've got another customer, you got to create another application or you got to create that environment. You can reuse some of the codes.
Right.
But it's mostly about 60% usable. All right, because there are certain workflow and functionalities that you have to build on the services back end. But with microservices, you probably can reuse 90%.
Right.
And you use the same environment. So, for example, I log in and create an account. If I, produce it for, say Atika, I can use that same services for another company. What changes is just the UX, the front end. That's all. So all you do is the front end.
So it's almost like a Lego pieces that you
yeah, exactly.
you
But
build.
no, it's like one big factory, and the front shop is basically Proton, Peugeot, and so on. You just come in and say I want a Peugeot, and it goes into the same factory, and then I'll wait at the end of the factory, and it comes out Peugeot.
Okay.
But it's all the same factory. Yes.
So that is has that then fundamentally changed the way you operate as
Yes,
as
it's
solution
going to
developer?
change a lot. We got one project coming up that we are piloting on microservices, and how you develop is you got to be more modular,
Right.
and you got to think about the next what do people want, and there's going to be many variations as in this basic service of login and create will have different variations when people have different things. You can plug in this different features in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else from a technology standpoint? Whether it's analytics and whether.
Well, I mean, everybody talks about distributed ledger and all that. I mean, that's going to come up, and and there's going to be a decentralization of a lot of systems. That changes the whole environment of a data center. Our data center, 80% of our revenue comes from 10% of our floor space.
Okay.
That's our
That
cloud.
valuable 10% of the floor space. Yeah.
That's the cloud.
Right.
So when we go and see our customers, then they say, wow, this is so big. And then they go to our cloud environment, oh, this is so small. And I say, this is 80% of our revenue.
Right.
Yeah, things are changing. And
But do you think back to the blockchain and all that, is that something still experimental and hasn't really gone mainstream yet, or do you see it?
It hasn't
now
gone
coming
mainstream. I think we, the application developers got to develop suitable systems and applications that allow the network and the data center software layer has got to come up to par to that. So there's a long way I don't say it's a long way. There's a lot of opportunities for a lot of people to come and provide a lot of innovation around that. So, but it's coming close. I mean, we see a lot of applications, and the question really realize is that it changes banks, it changes a lot of even governments, right?
Yeah, potentially, right?
Yeah,
This decentralization of.
Yeah.
of
There was
records.
one project that we want to get involved with, just starting. It's about facilitation of funds for entrepreneurs and SMEs, like government provide grants and soft loans and so on. So there's a bunch of entrepreneurs that ask us to be their technology partners. They have a very unique model. The question I always ask them is that, don't you need to get the buy-ins of all these agencies, because they are the agency, they are the fund distributors.
Yeah, and
SME
they
Bank,
hold it, yeah.
PUMB, even the development banks like Pembangunan and so on. I said, not really. I said, why? Well, here's the thing. I mean, your email. Yeah. Google Mail. Did Google Mail go to your IT department and said, please install the Google services? What happened? Somebody used Gmail, right? And when somebody used Gmail, They say, hey, they got a company version for this and start using it. And getting online were very seamless and so on.
Then they use it.
It's all in the cloud. There's nothing sits in the office. All they want to do is just log in ID and as an administrator, jalan. So it's the same concept. So what does that mean? That means that, one grant management system that the government wanted to tender out, I think one of the agencies, their budget was 25 million.
Okay. And that's just for one?
Yeah, it was rejected.
Okay.
Because I don't think the government had the money. So you times that by another 15 agencies.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Billion, yeah.
Right? And I don't think the systems will talk to each other.
Right. Yeah.
So, but if you have one group of entrepreneurs that say, okay, I'll do it and I'll get money from whenever the funds are facilitated, right? And everybody can use it. It's a common way.
So this is something new, something coming?
Yeah, something's coming, something new. It's very interesting.
Right.
And
it's transparent too, right? As far
it's
as
transparent.
the platform is concerned.
It's transparent. And it's, I'll give the data to the government. They want to know how many in Kelantan women entrepreneurs are getting funding or not. How many people in Sabah and Sarawak the agriculture industry? Yeah, we'll share the data.
Yeah. And I assume with something like that, the size of the loans can be whatever, the volume can go as high as it needs to be. Right?
But what does that mean? That means that when data is now going to be transparent, right? The source of money doesn't have to be the government anymore. Somebody can come and say, hey, this entrepreneur in say Sabah, I like to invest in this entrepreneur. I can invest.
Yeah.
I can do crowdfunding and so on. I can go through this medium and platform and invest. Right? You don't need the facilitation from the government. So it helps.
Yeah.
It makes it more efficient.
Yeah. Yeah. You would think something like that would be good. The transparency is good. But I'm sure there's some opaqueness that some people want, right? So unfortunately.
Well, there's certain confidential information that you want to be privy to who's giving you funding and who's receiving funding.
Yeah.
But going back to being a old dog in the industry is that we used to think that the IT department or that particular organization must say yes to these IT systems, and not anymore. I mean, to put an email server, I remember some of us were selling email services software, so they had to bring the machine and put it there.
Yeah.
And in the BlackBerry era.
Yeah.
And then not anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
You can get a lot of this, and I think that's all about because of the cloud and subscription services. That model really changed, right? The way companies work. Of course, there are industries like the banking industry where the services on the cloud are a bit more challenging, right? But even that is changing slowly. But I guess for the other industries, that's it's already a give, right? Nobody buys servers anymore. Yeah. I remember, the time when we used to do server sizing, right? You need to get the requirements, how many CPU, how many RAM. Oh, is it for peak? What's for your peak? What's your average? And all this nonsense, right? Because now, it's a cloud service. You switch it on when you need to. Yeah. So that's changed quite a bit.
It's changed. I mean, even government tenders are changed. You used to roll out the infrastructure and services first. You get paid for that.
Yeah.
And then the software development comes later on. Yeah. That's changed totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
That's true.
But, the local IT industry, the local new startups and so on, dealing with the government is going to be quite challenging. I think things are not as fast in changing in the government and mindset transforming to actually move towards the times, new technology, new ways of doing things.
Yeah.
That's going to be very challenging.
Well, let's see if things will improve further or take a step back. We'll find out, I guess, in the next couple of weeks, couple of months.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that things were moving in the direction where embracing technology a lot more. So we'll see, I guess, in that respect. So, sorry, you're gonna ask.
Yeah, but sometimes it's frustrating.
I guess for somebody like you who face, I think there's the headlines
Yeah.
that person like me would see, right, in terms of the government embracing all these new things. And then there's the people like you who are actually seeing it on the ground, talking to the ministries or
Ministries
of doing all the different projects
Yeah.
where the reality really is.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, the other day I got one of our partners came out to me and said, "Oh, sorry, Tengku, we were delayed on one project. So what project are you doing with one of the banks?" So how is it? So it's crazy. These requirements keep changing all the time, and they tell us to do things first, and then get paid later. We also do not know if we're going to get paid.
Yeah. So is that a general advice? And you say, you know what, if you are going to be an entrepreneur right now, don't go into the big companies or the or government in terms of projects and collaboration. Go to
Well, the money is with the big companies and the governments, right? But I think if we are a bit more sensitive with local SMEs and the need of our cash flow running, I think we can work a lot faster. Economy that flow of money has got to circulate more times.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when it's stuck due to procedural bureaucracy, it becomes an issue. It's sad. Sometimes I see that, and the entrepreneurs tell me the story that sometimes, they just have to give a 50% haircut because they're just desperate for the cash. And you just can't move with the project. Every time
cash flow, right?
Yeah, because one story I got was that it was like, invoice already sent, everything is sent, but the thing hasn't been signed off. Took another 2 months for them to meet for sign off, only to be told that they want some more things.
And up to that point, work delivered.
Work developed, and what they want new things is not according to what is signed off. So the small company, how do we move? And I said, to be honest with you, I told them, you just have to swallow and tell them, okay, how much is the cost, right? How much is the cost to actually do these extra things? I said, okay, we can absorb the cost. So they did it, but they had to do it because, or else they won't be able to get it signed off.
Yeah.
But, for small many companies, it's like, you've been taken to ransom.
Yeah.
You just got no choice but just to agree.
Yeah.
Right. So that's sad.
That's tough.
That's really sad. And these people, they depend on this cash flow to pay, to roll around, to do other projects, to innovate.
Yeah.
But if people don't follow that, then it's the thing. I mean, even my wife tells me, "Oh my God, doing design work, people don't want to pay for the design. They change things, and so on." So it's
not just IT projects, it's just human nature, I guess.
No, but it's not like that in the overseas. We've done project overseas,
right?
Online, and we've got partners overseas, pay us US dollars and so on. It's not like that.
You agree on the terms.
They do respect. Okay. Okay. In fact, sometimes the customer goes, I think this is extra. How much would you like to charge for this? So they're very open, and they actually respect the small guy.
So is this a Malaysian thing?
I think it is.
Like you think.
It is. Kalau boleh tanya, kita tanya.
Yeah.
It is a Malaysian thing, and sometimes we need to change.
And I guess if you've been tenured by somebody, then that's how you operate later on too, right? It's like, those guys got away with it. For me now, I'm not going to pay my suppliers yet.
Exactly. So it is a vicious circle that doesn't really help the local industry. But if I recall, like somebody was telling me in Korea, they were saying that they've got the SME Act that forces people to pay on time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you go against non-payment and you don't object on anything, then basically you have to pay or else. Basically you go to jail.
Right.
But we don't have that enforcement here. And people can sit there with the invoice and
Yeah.
And then when the company is really desperate, then bahu you
Okay lah.
You
give a
ask
little bit lah. Yeah.
you
But
have
actually on that, from cash flow and it goes towards fundraising lah. I just wanted to ask you about that. I don't know how in the good old days, right? How was fundraising done for companies like yourself to start companies? As opposed to today, it's a question of going to VCs. There's a lot of people throwing money at any tech company these days. Feels like it, right? You got angel investors, you got lots of VCs. How was it in those days in terms of fundraising?
it was a lot
getting
tougher.
money?
And then the gestation period was supposed to be only a year, and you're supposed to turn around with positive cash flow after that.
Right, that's expected.
That's expected.
Not here. I'll give you another check to just keep going.
Yeah, that's.
So how do you feel about that in terms of the way new companies today operate? In terms of I'm spending money now as a foundation. I'm not going to be cash flow positive yet. Forget about profitability. But I will probably need to raise some more money to acquire more customers, and then you just keep it going. What do you think about that approach these days?
I think at the end of the day, the investors will ask, "Where's the money?" And you need to turn around the cash flow, unless the business model is that I build a big, huge market share and actually sell it off to somebody else. But a lot of investors, and as a person who runs the company, people who I invest in my own company, Skali itself, I want to see returns. At the end of the day, you got to have returns, right?
Yeah.
So we're in this cycle of euphoria, of getting people funding and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You celebrate that, right? It's like, whoo, we've got
Yeah.
Series B, Series C, a few more, 10 million more.
Yeah, but for every dollar you got to make money. You got to pay back that dollar, and you got to make 20% or 30% on top of that. If you don't, then at the end of the day, it'll come to the point where how are you going to survive?
Yeah.
Get another round of funding? It will be a point when, hey, wait, man, there are going to be other prettier companies, much more sexier companies, for people to invest in.
Yeah.
So
And what happens when you can't raise anymore?
exactly. So there was a very good discussion I had with a VC one day, and he was telling me that one entrepreneur came up to him, and apparently when he was telling me the story, I know the entrepreneur. I know the company.
Okay.
And I asked him, is it this company? Oh, yeah, you know them. I said, yeah. I said, so I asked, did you invest in them? I said, no, I didn't invest in them. I said, why? Because they weren't like the Grab or the Uber and so on. They weren't at that level. I said, what level are you want to buy? I said, I want to buy at this valuation. But, if you want to buy at this valuation, you got to take the risk investing in Nelly. So I told him, Grab's nothing new. Before Grab, 5-7 years ago, we've seen this model. Right, but it didn't evolve in an app. It evolves with that data terminal on taxis, right? The ministry and the government wanted to build something like this, so that because people keep calling taxis and they can't get taxis at that time. This was in year 1999 to year 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 19 years ago.
Yeah, 19 years ago, right?
Okay.
So they were like trying to do something like this. It's a two-way platform,
Right.
But
right.
not an app. But they've got this dumb, really ugly data terminals
Right.
in taxis.
It's a hardware in the taxi, right?
It's a
Yeah,
taxi.
okay.
So they wanted to invest and people rented it and so on. It didn't pick up, but it was a need by the public.
Right.
And the thing is that the question I asked him is that, what's the difference between the many companies like this, like Grab, that were the predecessors of Grab, than Grab right now? And then he asked me, what? 200 million. That's the difference. That is what you get in terms of numbers and market share and mind share and the number of users. Is that 200 million. If a model is good and the entrepreneur is good, you put the money, 50 million, 100 million, you will basically deliver that thing.
Hmm.
But don't ask saying that they're not Grab, but then you asking
You
the
won't
question
even
why
put the money in.
you won't put the money in. The difference is that Grab was going around what? Yeah, and then they got that investment in Singapore.
Yeah.
But there were many Malaysian innovators and entrepreneurs, right, that didn't get to launch because they didn't get the funding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the issue here. You need to, but you need to make sure that you turn around in a positive cash flow.
Yeah.
So it's still, it's still questionable whether these companies are going to be positively, positive or not.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to change the business model. I mean, Amazon wasn't profitable, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, only until the recent few years they are profitable some quarters.
Yes.
And not quite. And AWS obviously brought them up
Yes.
to profitability, right?
Yes.
But the other core businesses not really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing is that they need to involve, and sometimes, they say providing the like the gold rush. They were saying, and when we were studying the internet digital age, it's not the gold diggers that were making money. The people who were selling the pots and the pans and the spades were making the
To
money.
the gold diggers, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you need to change the model sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evolve.
What about Skali? So what about Skali in terms of growth? What are your plans now moving forward?
Well, to be honest with you, we're a bit more focused and consolidating right now. I think we got bitten by certain public projects that we are now shying away from it.
Okay.
We're cautious for these projects, and I think we want to do projects that we believe in, not just for the sake of having a project name behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
From an industry standpoint, does Skali focus on any particular industries?
No, we don't focus on industries, but we've always been of a horizontal layer that try to, that can customize to any particular industries. Yeah, we always been tending to that.
Okay.
We've got our data center cloud that basically fits in all industries. We build our applications that is adaptable and legalized to every industry. So we don't focus on, because our model is that we do work with a lot of third parties who are domain experts, industry experts. So they come to us to actually provide that.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're almost coming up to the hour.
Okay, great. That was fast.
So any last thoughts in terms of how you see the technology industry evolving further in this region or Malaysia specifically? Any more Skalis that you would hope to be born out of Malaysia?
Well, to be honest with you, we're a small country. We're a very small country, and market is small, and I see a lot of entrepreneurs starting small and they manage to sell overseas. And that's been an inspiration to myself and to many people.
Right.
And they had a few mistakes, they had a few challenges, but the internet and the World Wide Web has always been that catalyst that allow people to go out. But but the thing is that we always see this aspect about selling overseas. But to sell, you need to produce something.
Of course.
Yeah. So the thing is that sometimes when you produce things, we say we become insulated. Say, let's get everything from here. So technology and smart partnership from many different countries, you can actually do a lot. And that's what the internet has done also.
So is regionalization part of your moving forward roadmap?
Yes. So we started with the offshore center in Bangalore. The problem was basically every time we hire a Java programmer, a year later they leave.
Right.
So we said, how do we do this? I mean, how do we develop something that we can? Because we don't want to do things on PHP because we'll be competing with the small guys, right?
Right.
So we more enterprise level. So that's how we did. But there are things like, for example, designs, usability, that allows this cross-border. There are collaboration tools, right? And now some of our staff are paid on an hourly rate.
Oh, this gig economy, huh?
Yes, and my HR goes to me, how you gonna measure that? And I go, good question. Okay, I'll tell you next week. And what I did, I went online and I said, what desktop app allows me to track people's work?
Yeah. Is there?
There is. There's 15 of them.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not new.
It's not new, and then I can track. And then yesterday only I called, because we started this, right? And we hired 3 programmers on the microservices side.
Okay.
And because to hire somebody at the start and say, okay, that's a big investment. Is there projects on this microservice? So we did this gig economy concept, and we said, look, hire, install this so that I know what you're working on,
right,
and I pay you by an hour.
All right.
And it did. And I looked at it. Oh, you did 4 hours, very good. But then you were 1 hour was surfing the web on YouTube, watching WWF. So that's deducted from you.
Why it goes down to that level? Of course,
yeah, it goes down to the
right?
level. It tells you URL. So I just advise.
I should put this on my kid's laptop.
Yeah,
actually.
if you're not working, you said just
Stop
the timer, please, because I don't know what else I'm looking at.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the things, and I was going. This is how you can go cross border with expertise, with creativity, and a lot of things that you can capture. So there's a lot of things that you can produce. Without stepping outside.
So this hourly rate type workforce that you've experimented in, do you see this growing further?
Yes. Yes, it's really. I think. I mean, and then the particular tools that you can every month, you just click and turn it, and they get paid by PayPal.
Right. Everybody's happy, right? So
Everybody's
they
happy.
get the monies.
They get the money.
As soon as done.
Works fast, right? Sometimes I see models. They dish out the money every week.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Scrum bills, sprints,
weekly,
produced weekly.
Right. And you do that, and I guess it's good for talent selection also, right? So after a week you see this guy's production is not very good.
Cut them off.
You cut them off and try somebody else.
Yeah, try themselves.
The question now is whether there are enough people out there who will sign up to provide this kind of services by the hour.
I think there is. There are freelance platforms already online that pay by an hour. Quite expensive though. There's already available platforms.
Maybe that's the next Skali platform yourself to provide developers for other people.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a few friends that basically are doing the services.
Okay.
Right.
Or you don't want to compete with them, so
we don't want to compete with them, but we don't provide bodies. We provide solutions.
Right.
So we will use these services to actually provide.
Maybe you can start providing these services to the corporates on an hourly rate. You want that done? We'll charge you in smaller chunks.
But the thing is that what we've done is that we've allowed our customers to have this in a structured manner, because what they want to know is that at the end of the day, is the system going to be built at this time according to my requirements?
Yeah.
So they leave it up to us. So we manage everything back end, but we're transparent to them, and they can see how much work has been done, what is the progress so far. So they feel assured that things are going to be delivered, and if it's not, we'll tell them how it's going to be rectified. Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks a lot, Amran, for having me.
Thanks, very.
Time flies really fast when you've.
It is, yeah. So maybe next couple of months we can catch up again and then see how you're faring.
Yeah, we got some exciting projects. Maybe once that's launched, we can cerita some more.
Boleh.
Boleh. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, right.